The Tom Brady of MMA. That is the words that were used with Fabricio Werdum signing to the PFL. I gotta admit, I didn't quite see this one coming. I know there've been some rumblings about it, but it's official. Verdum's going for that $1 million prize in the heavyweight tournament for PFL. Mr. Wells, your thoughts on this?
Listen, I don't hate the move. I hate the Tom Brady comparison. That makes no sense in any way, shape, or form. I mean, if you're trying to force that analogy, it has to be GSP, is Tom Brady of MMA. But that's neither here nor there. I'm talking about Fabricio Werdum. I like the move for him, man, because what's he going to do at heavyweight in the UFC? In terms of title implications, nothing, I think, at this point. And it's not out of the realm of surprise, really, either, because he's moved around a lot in his career. Moved around a lot, and every time he's moved, he seemed to make a little bit of waves for a little bit. So maybe another move to the PFL can be like, hey, I can come and make some noise in this heavyweight, tournament picture. Rack up points, or however the system works over there. I forget exactly.
Well, it's a point system in the regular season, and then you end up getting into a playoff bracket. But yes, I get what you're saying. And yeah, it's hard to argue that in this particular instance, he has more of a chance of winning in PFL than he probably does in the UFC, especially given his most recent losses to some of those top contenders. Drake, do you think it's the right call?
From a fan perspective, no, I don't like this at all as a fan. But from a business perspective, of course, where's the money at? It's the PFL, and the easiest path to that money, absolutely, in the PFL. He will probably win that tournament. Who's the only guy that's going to give him trouble, unless they bring someone in? I mean, Justin Willis, maybe, and even then, I think he'll probably still win that one. I mean, the division is just not a lot to it there in the PFL. But I was hoping for what it seemed like he really wanted until this came along, but. The Bellator, that seemed like a fun idea. I mean, obviously there was the talk of the Fedor rematch, which, I mean, I wouldn't have been super duper excited for it, but that's more interesting to me than this as a fan. As a fan, I would like to see some of those Bellator matchups more so, and especially when you see that, BJJ is kind of a timeless art, where he's out there submitting Gustafsson still, and sure, Gustafsson's been submitted before in the past and everything, but that was still a very good win in Verdum's last time out that, maybe not a lot of people expected to at least happen so quickly. So it just shows that, he could still go out there and do his thing, at least against some notable names. So, preferably, as a fan, would have liked to see the Bellator move, some interesting, fresh matchups there. And, I do like the point, though, about how whenever he kind of starts fresh, goes somewhere new, that, yeah, he has kind of reinvented himself. I mean, of course, the most obvious case of this is when he first left the UFC back in the day, after what was like 4 fights in the UFC in his first run, and then went to Strikeforce and earned his way up to being arguably the greatest heavyweight of all time. And he's still up there, not quite Tom Brady-esque anymore after, dropping some of these recent ones and all. That's just such a funny thing, man. Like, at least make a good comparison, you guys. He's not even American. Yeah, so I would have preferred Bellator as a fan, but I get this move. I would probably do it too if I was him. So,
yeah, I mean, I agreed on the Tom Brady comparisons. That's not Fabricio Werdum. When it comes to the business side of things, I'm with Drake 100% here. It's the easiest path to money, right? You're going to have less competition. Who do you want to fight? The winner of the 2021, I guess in the finals of the 2021 PFL, which is probably made up of a couple of UFC vets, some older people. We'll see. Or do you want to fight Ryan Bader in Bellator, right? Or do you want to try and stick around in the UFC and work your way back up to Stipe? It from a business perspective, it makes the most sense of the world for him to go over to PFL, win $1 million in a tournament, beating heavyweights that I think, unless he's dropped off a cliff and we haven't seen it yet, I think he'll be able to easily beat, provided he doesn't get injured or something. Obviously, there's been that whole fiasco with PFL of the past where you've got somebody who's looking great and then they get injured in a fight in those 2-fight night tourneys where then they're out. So as long as he stays healthy, I think Verdum's the clear favorite in that division. And I think he probably takes it, and it makes sense from a business perspective. But go ahead.
Jared Rosholt, dude, we forgot all about him.
Oh
I'm
man,
about to mention him. That's where I was going with it. That's where I was going, because that's where we're talking about level of competition. Like, he was just in the $1 million fight, so it's like Werdum, Rosholt. I mean, I'm going with Werdum all day. No disrespect to Rosholt. I mean, he had quite the little run in the tournament, and I mean, good for him. But no, like for Werdum, like you said, unless he's completely fallen off of a cliff, the PFL is a fantastic move for him. Absolutely the right move for him, again, business wise. But yeah, it's just going to be, I think, calculated fighting from him, because he is one of, if not the best ground fighters in jiu-jitsu in the heavyweight division, perhaps in MMA history. It's going to be a tournament style type of fighting for him, just to go ahead and secure those spots, keep going in that tournament, and secure the bag, man, because that's what it's all about in the PFL, right? It's all about getting that big check at the end of the thing. So, I mean, he's got to fight a guy, Isaev, who, was damn near unstoppable. I mean, he's undefeated. So that's the intriguing fight there for him. But everybody else, I see Werdum just doing what he does.
yeah, couldn't agree more. I can't imagine it's not those two in the finals, save an injury, right? So I think it makes sense. We'll just have to see what happens. And, just bringing up Jared Rosholt, I'm pretty sure he's retired at this point. But I think we can all agree that that's the real Tom Brady of MMA right there.
Oh, of course. This is our second Rosholt mention in a couple weeks.
What's happening right now?